for a new and different perspective every week on LEGO sets, news, media, and more. You're listening to the BCC Podcast. It is Thursday, September 28th, 2017, and you are listening to episode 120 of the BCC Podcast. I'm LQ, and joining me today is Leo. And how are you doing today, Leo?
I'm doing very well. I had a good physics lab, and Warhammer 2 Total War came out today.
Wait, I thought you already played Warhammer 2 Total War.
No, that's Total War Warhammer. Total War Warhammer 2
for some reason
just came out
you went
today.
right and bought the second one because it was already ridiculously expensive.
Nope.
Huh.
It'll be a while before I get this one, but it's out, so...
Yeah, it's probably not going to go on sale for a while if one was still $60 for so long.
Yep.
And also joining me is Orion. And Orion, what is this, your third podcast now?
Yes, third one, yes.
That actually seems like it's been going pretty fast because you missed one in there too, so it's been 4 weeks since your first episode.
Oh, wow, a month already? Wow. Time flies
Yeah.
on the podcast.
This is the last podcast of September.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
My favorite month of the year, September.
Do you remember?
Why? Because it's your birthday?
When was I?
No, don't tell people that. Now they're gonna get my bank info.
They'll derive his social security number.
There's a lot of birthdays in September, though. What is it? You,
Yeah.
Leo, and Mace?
Yep.
Well, and then also in my family as well. My sister has
Yeah,
a
and my
birthday.
family.
Yeah,
My
my family
sister's
too.
birthday and my dad's birthday. There's other birthdays too. Like I have several friends who have birthdays in this month. But September is like a really boring month otherwise. Like, what events are there in September?
Well, you don't need an event to
Well,
make it a good month. I just like
we
the
have
weather
Earth,
in
Wind,
September.
and Fire.
And the weather, it's ranged from the 50s and then all of a sudden 90 for a week here.
Do you know what else happened in September?
What?
Well, on the 21st, in 1937, The Hobbit was published.
Oh, I thought you were going to try and do an awful segue and saying we're talking about the LEGO Ninjago movie
Oh,
today.
no. But
Oh, The Hobbit isn't that Aragon spinoff? I've heard of it. I've heard it's good. They made a movie adaptation of it right after The Phantom Menace.
But we are going to be talking for the majority, if not the entirety of this podcast, the LEGO Ninjago
Can't we talk about
movie.
The Hobbit instead?
I'd rather.
Wow. I actually think we've got a pretty good spread here between the three of us, at least for different viewpoints on it.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think we got positive, we got neutral, and then I guess we got negative. So
How do we want to go about doing this? Do we want to do like a spoiler-free section and then go into...
We'll probably use this first section of the podcast. We're going to talk about it spoiler-free.
All right.
After the break, we're going to get into some spoilers for probably the rest of the episode.
okay, we're gonna have like someone goes first, or
Well, first, I just want to mention the reason there's only 3 of us on here is because none of the rest of our cast supported LEGO with their opening weekend box office.
and that's the reason. The reason why it's doing so poorly at the box office right now is because Ford and Klenda and everyone else didn't go and see it.
The bus is coming over the hill. Quick, throw them under it.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way to segue into it, though. It's not performing very well.
It's not. I think I don't know what the total domestic gross is, but it is not very good.
Oh.
Like the only way it's gonna make some profit is with the release in China, because the Chinese they really love movies like this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll still break even at the very least.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Yeah.
but see, even if it breaks even though, it's not gonna make money. If you want to make money, you have to make about 3 times.
I still want to see the budget on this, because I have a feeling it actually had a lower budget than Batman did.
I'm not sure. Batman had a budget of 80 million, and then they spent
80
20
million.
million on advertising. Actually,
That's a lot of money.
well, wait, I think so. Unless it had a budget of 60 million, and then
Wait,
they
I thought it
spent
was 60
20
million.
No, they have a budget of 80 million.
80 million.
Yeah, they had
for Batman.
Okay, yeah,
the
that's
LEGO
what it
movie had a
was.
budget of 60 million,
Still, that's a
and
lot
it
of money.
made 312 million at the box office.
So the Lego movie made like a killing. So yeah, it was
Excuse me.
good.
What did Lego Movie make at the box office again? It was like 400 million something million.
Yeah, it was 400 and I don't know. I'd say roughly 450 million, give or take.
469.2 million. Yeah, you're very close.
Okay.
Let's see what Ninjago has made as of the time of this recording.
I'm gonna wait. Leo. What are you gonna guess? I'm gonna guess it's made like about 30 million.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's broken even yet. Actually,
How do I say this? It's worse.
oh no.
It opened with 21 million.
Wait, is that what it has as of
The
now?
Emoji Movie opened with more.
Emotional.
Man, that's really sad.
Orion, spoiler alert, you didn't like it, but you can agree that it deserved more than the Emoji Movie, right?
Really?
Well, yeah, like I didn't like it, but see, there's things in it that I really like. There were some excellent shots in it. I think there was moments of greatness in it. I didn't like the overall product, and I really didn't like a few things about it, but it had a lot more going for it than the Emoji Movie. Like the Emoji Movie didn't even have potential.
Yeah, the
This
Emoji Movie
had
made
potential.
25 million opening weekend.
Well, okay, you know why though? Because I hate this. People jumped on the hate bandwagon of the Emoji Movie, and they made it this event. And it's like,
That is
true.
true.
They didn't care if people went to go see it. They were just telling them not to go see it, and then they would go see it.
Gotta
because it
wonder if that
so
was their
bad.
plan from the beginning.
I mean, that's
Not a
like the
great
plan
plan.
with all the Adam Sandler movies. Did you know Jack and Jill made like I don't know, like almost triple its budget? I think.
Well, couldn't imagine it had much budget to begin with.
No,
so.
it did actually. It had a budget of like I don't know, $60-70 million.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's weird
wonder
because
where
no
all-
one
where all
talked
that-
about that movie
No,
as far as
yeah.
I remembered.
I think it made its money back and it profited a bit. So Adam Sandler movies are actually very profitable from a studio standpoint.
Okay, oh yeah, it's actually a bigger budget than Lego Batman, 79 million,
See? Yeah, that's
and it made 149 million at the box office.
So it did okay. It's not like it was spectacular or anything, but it broke even. And
All
then
right, so yeah, let's give our initial thoughts now. We'll start with Leo, or should we start with me and then order do you want to go in? Do you want to go in name order? Do you want to go in order of viewpoints?
well,
I don't know.
okay, wait, maybe,
Because I
you
don't
want
think
this
we
to be a
quite fully
negative
grasp our
podcast?
viewpoints.
or do we want this to be a positive podcast? Because I don't know. You talked about my opinion first, so should I go first?
We want a critical podcast.
Actually, no.
Yeah,
Wait,
maybe-
you guys can go first. I don't care.
Here, I'll go first, then Leo, then Orion.
All right.
Okay, sure.
All right, so I saw the movie opening day. I didn't go in with extremely high expectations because it had about 47 on Rotten Tomatoes at the time, but I was extremely pleasantly surprised by it, and I actually enjoyed it way more than Batman in the end. I thought, to me, the issue I had with Batman, if you remember, is, to me, Batman didn't have much more to it besides the jokes. I thought it was kind of shallow besides that. It was just kind of a comedy. This, I felt, was much more well-rounded of a movie. I thought it had better action and a better overall plot than Lego Batman did. And I also, just as from the standpoint of a Ninjago fan, there's a lot of things to enjoy in it. There are a lot of references to the Ninjago TV show I liked, and overall it has very much the same feel as Ninjago. That's not to say I didn't think it had quite a few flaws either. First off, every ninja besides Lloyd is basically useless. I felt like a lot of the voice cast, people disagree with me on this, but the majority of the voice cast I felt was pretty weak, honestly. I actually thought the show was better.
Actually, especially with Jackie Chan. I'm just going to add that.
Jackie Chan, I thought, was actually one of the better ones. Him, Lloyd, and Garmdon were the only ones I'd say gave an actual performance.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan isn't really known for his voice work. They just have him on there because he's a big name and he's kung fu.
And he's Asian.
At least I thought Jackie Chan. I did think Wu was pretty funny in the movie, though.
I don't know if I can attribute it to Jackie Chan.
No,
or the
anyone
dialogue.
could have played him. Jackie Chan is just in here for the name.
Yeah,
They could have had Vin Diesel play.
You contributed to the animators.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. People were complaining a lot when the movie first was announced that they used different voice actors. Now I agree with those complaints.
I don't even like. Well, I haven't seen much of this show. I'm not a huge fan or anything, but I actually don't understand why, because the guys in the show do a perfectly serviceable, if not applicable.
Well, that's because they're professionals. They're paid
Good
to
job.
stand behind
Yeah,
the
they are
microphone.
professional voice actors, unlike these guys.
Well, yeah, there's a huge difference between an actor and a voice actor. Like, you couldn't, like, if you put Nolan North, who's famous for doing a ton of video game stuff, really great voice actor, and I think he's done some animated movies too. If you put him in like a live action film, I don't think he'd perform as well. And if you took someone like Brad Pitt, which has been done before with Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, he's not a great voice actor. It's just, yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Did Orion cut out?
Did I?
I don't know.
Orion?
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
We had a little audio issue there. If you could go over that again.
Oh,
The last thing we heard was Sinbad.
okay, yeah. So, like I was saying, Brad Pitt and Sinbad the Sailor is not as good an actor as he is in real life. As a voice actor, he's absolutely terrible. There's a huge difference between the talent of an actor and a voice actor.
I'd actually almost argue in some points being a voice actor can be much more difficult in the
It
same
is.
way phone interviews are much more difficult than in-person interviews.
It is actually. Jackie Chan actually admitted this in an interview I saw for the LEGO Ninjago movie, because I saw a few before getting on the podcast. I can't remember who he's talking to, but he's asked what was it like doing like all the sound effects for when you get hit, and he was talking about how hard it is to actually emote in that sort of environment, because you're in a kind of a glass box. And he said the worst part was probably during the scenes where he's like falling or making falling noises, because it's not at all like when you're falling. He says when you fall, it's just and then you're done. But then in animated movies, because everything's exaggerated and you could fall greater heights, he does this demo of what he did in the studio, and it's absolutely hilarious watching him do this. So it is harder, and I think Jackie Chan would actually probably agree with you if he wasn't bound by contract to promote the movie, that he wasn't like the greatest pick for the character, but he did have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say this voice cast is terrible, but to the show, I feel like when I'm watching the show, the voice actors there feel like they're way more into character than they did in the movie.
Well,
with
also
the exception,
they would be, because they have such longer standing roles as well. They have multiple episodes to go through.
Mm-hmm. And again, these people are huge. If you look up their IMDb credits, the voice actors for Ninjago, they've been in almost everything.
Yep.
I really haven't even dug deep into that. What have they been in? 'Cause
Well,
I'm kinda
Michael
curious.
Pena wasn't Ant-Man. Pena?
Well,
Or is it
Are you talking about the show or the movie?
the movie Ant-Man?
No,
he's the guy. But I didn't like Ant-Man, Leo. So give me another
I forgot.
one.
Okay.
I don't even like Michael Pena that much.
Well, you know
so.
where Jackie Chan is from.
Yeah, he's from North Korea, right? Oh, but okay, wait, LQ, go ahead and like finish your summary, because I don't know, we kind of interrupted you.
All right, I'm actually trying to remember a name here while you guys were going on about that. Who voiced Garmadon again?
Justin Theroux.
Justin Theroux.
Honestly, I thought he gave the best performance. He was actually one of the best, I'd say. Garmadon was my favorite part of the movie overall.
Yeah, Justin Theroux is extremely underrated. Well, also, he's just been in a ton of David Lynch movies, so it doesn't really help with his popularity. He was in the Leftovers, but he's not really a voice actor or anything. So I was impressed.
But yeah, Garmadon was like, I'd say, the most believable character in the movie. He felt really into it the whole time. All of his lines felt like very natural almost. I just really enjoyed it, especially.
Also, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but when you say natural, Justin Theroux is so good. I was watching an interview, the same interview that had Jackie Chan in it. It was a different segment, and they're talking about Lloyd. Justin Theroux actually, he isn't that great a reader. He's really intelligent. He just wasn't that great a reader. And he was looking at it while he was reading the script and doing a demo take in the studio or whatever. And he reads it through and he just says Lloyd, and he just keeps going. And then the director, Charlie Bean, something, I can't remember what his name is.
Mr.
But
Bean.
I don't know, it's something. I can't remember what his name is. Oh,
I
but
don't know. I just know it has way too many screenwriters,
and it has 3 directors.
which is apparent in the movie, I will add.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, he did that on accident, and then they just kept it in there. And I'm pretty sure he ad-libbed some stuff as well.
It definitely felt like a lot of his were ad-libbed, and there were certain parts of the movie I felt like that too, and I thought those were the strongest points of the movie. But so that's basically my review. I'd definitely say, is a lot of people have echoed I've seen on Twitter, if you're a Ninjago fan, you're certainly going to enjoy this movie. I've not seen a really diehard Ninjago fan that didn't like it, actually. If you're just LEGO Movie fan, you might like it. I mean, I went with other people. The majority of them did like it. And if you're a very diehard movie critic, you're not going to like it. All right. Leo?
All right. So I was thinking earlier today the best way I can describe my feelings for this movie. And I think I found it. So generally, after I go see a movie, there's generally a period over which I think about it. And I will realize that this feeling I'm getting about the movie, it's probably not all that good. And, usually...
Wow, Leo's just like me when it comes to Marvel.
It takes a while for that thing to sink in. Usually a week or so. It was an overnight. I woke up this morning and realized it's not that good, really. I mean,
yay!
The set pieces are gorgeous for me to look at.
I totally disagree.
I
set
disagree.
Pieces are my
I don't really
biggest issue of the movie.
I don't really mind
going
going
with physical, like realistic background and stuff was absolutely horrible choice.
Although I don't really mind that though. That's
no okay. Wait, can I Leo's just basically agreeing with me at this point. Skip Leo.
Hold on. I still have more to say. What got to me was that the ninja felt like they were relegated to the realm of the character of Scrat in Ice Age. They're just there fighting, and they tag along from time to time. And you'd like to see more of them, but it's
I gotta
just
say,
not there.
Quick comment on that. I wonder if that's because the concept of Ninjago really was made for a TV show and not a movie. Because there's so many characters in Ninjago.
Probably.
I disagree, because there have been movies with tons of ensemble cast.
Whoever these 6 writers are, they can't write for an ensemble cast. They also don't seem to know how to write a cohesive, functioning narrative.
Oh, Leo! Oh, I hit him on the head.
I didn't really find all the jokes that funny. But the things I did like, though, were, as LQ mentioned, Garmadon. And anyone who had the last name of Garmadon, really. It's just... something about the way they animated Garmadon. He was really expressive, especially for a minifigure. I guess was the 4 arms. And also Justin Theroux. But, there's just some really, really good scenes where the animation shone through. And I also enjoyed the...
There's stuff I want to say about that, but we can't do it till we get to the spoilers
that's true.
part.
And I feel like I can say this because there's a set about it. The scene that's based on Master Falls, I do enjoy that fight.
Yeah, though it's kind of funny that the set isn't the name of the bridge in the movie.
Yeah, the bridge.
Leo, wait. Spoilers! Now I'm gonna bleep that out. So that's got actually all the time we're gonna have in this segment, so we're gonna have to push Orion's narrative over to the next segment. So, for more thoughts on the LEGO Ninjago movie, stay tuned. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for new LEGO content every week at the BCC crew. Welcome back to... My voice cracked again, I don't want to use it.
No, you gotta
weird!
Use it. Welcome back to the BCC Podcast, Segment 2, spoiler free still for the time, and Orion is going to get into his analysis, so brace for impact.
Yay! Well, I don't know. I think actually out of all the people who could review this, I feel like Leo actually probably did the best job because he was so polite about it and he voiced like I don't know. I don't want to be too rude or anything, but I really didn't like it. I had outside of just subjective stuff, I found there were just a ton of other issues with the movie, editing issues. There's a scene, it's not spoilering or anything, but it's where Lloyd jumps off a skyscraper and he uses like his cape or something. I can't remember what it is. And he jumps off the skyscraper. And wait, did you notice this? Okay, he jumps off.
I did.
He jumps off, and then there's a scene where it transitions to this newsroom, and they go over what has happened. Okay, so it's a couple hours later. Then it transitions to another scene, and it has Garmadon talking to some other character. I won't get into it because spoilers. But Garmadon is also talking to this general of his, asking them to, find Lloyd or something. And then we cut back to Lloyd and it's sunset as opposed to daylight when he jumped off the skyscraper, and it's only now showing Lloyd getting on the ground with his parachute thing, and that made me cringe very hard.
I didn't notice that. I just assumed Lloyd was gliding on his parachute for a long time.
No, but it's just right by the city. And are you telling me he was gliding down the city for like 4 hours?
LQ, you have Lego Marvel.
I know.
Now
that you pointed out, I see what you mean. I didn't notice it during when I was watching.
Really bad. Like, I don't understand how that could even slip past an editor, because that's a huge error. And just for that alone, I had to lower my rating, because if a movie's good, all right, that's great, but then if you fail on just the technical level, that's one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah, it's like...
at least in my opinion. And then also technically, on the technical side, again, the effects for the background stuff that wasn't Lego was just very poorly done. It was very cheap CGI.
I don't know why they did it either.
And most of it was out of focus too, because they do this in cartoons.
Yeah. I'll give it to you on
CGI
that
effects,
too,
if they can't afford it, they'll do a cheaper model and then they'll blur the background so you can't see.
Do you know the new Spider-Man cartoon that I hate?
Well, I haven't seen it, but I know the cartoon you're talking about.
Basically, what they do all the time is they make these, instead of actually drawing the backgrounds, they'll make cheap CG backgrounds and blur them out.
And it's even worse in this because they have scenes where the foliage or whatever is in the forefront, and the characters in the foliage or whatever is in the forefront, and the characters in the background, and they still blur the actual, like, the trees and stuff.
I don't know whose decision it was to do this, because in the first time we saw non-Lego elements in this was during the Master short.
I actually never saw that, so you should.
Here's the thing: during that they used real sand, but here's the thing: the sand was to the scale that a minifigure would be. Like, the grains were huge compared, and it looked like the right scale. In this, it wasn't like that. Like, the sand was just bad CG sand.
It doesn't make any sense canonically, I guess, because in the Lego Movie, which I don't understand, how is the Lego Movie better animated? Just, you can tell the quality of animation is not up to par with what the Lego Movie was. How is it better animated? And it was made for less money. And they also, on top of that, animated portions of the movie that even this didn't. And this has a bigger budget. Like, remember the water scene where Emmett falls into, after Cloud Cuckoo Land explodes or whatever? Mm-hmm. When they fall into the water is made out of Lego bricks.
Yeah, that's something, if you remember. I was really mad at Batman for doing is in the trailer for Batman, when he spat out the water, it was still all Lego. They were still going with that. And at some point they decide, let's not do this anymore. And they started using all these non-Lego effects, which I hate.
But like, my main problem with it's just, also another thing I just want to bring up real quick with effects, the powers or whatever that the mechs use, they just look like these, like, pepper spray mists of CGI. They don't, like, in the Lego Movie, those would have been real fire pieces. And
it does bug me the more I think about it, just why? It would look so great if it was all Lego.
Yeah, well, also, okay, my problem as well here is the fact how it, like, there are great moments, like I said, in this movie, which I'll get into more in the spoilers. But what brought it down for me is, okay, I'm looking at these characters, I'm invested in the moment, and like, I'm looking at the background and I'm like, these characters aren't real. They're in this fake CGI pseudo real, like, you know, you have Lego and then you have real life.
Mhm.
And it just is like, it ruins the illusion of these characters actually mattering, because I'm remembering forest or whatever. I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna have to bleep you out again because we haven't got to the spoilers portion.
Well,
Wait, what did I spoil?
Actually, a pretty big thing, but we'll
Do you
talk
think
about it
that's
when
a
we
good
get to the
segue?
spoilers.
Wait, the forest?
Never
What?
mind, maybe the audience won't notice either, but
well, they will after you pointed it out.
yeah, I'll bleep it out anyways. But yeah, you think are you about done, Orion? Do you want to start getting into spoilers so you have a bit more freedom?
Yeah, I'm pretty much about done. Anything
We're exactly
else
halfway
I
through
can...
the podcast at this point, so...
Well, anything else that I have to say, I can just say it in the spoiler section, and I'll be able to say more. I'm assuming all of us will.
Yeah.
Well, let's give your final, recommendation for... or final thoughts you want anyone to take away if they haven't seen the movie yet.
Okay, if you haven't seen the movie and you are a Lego fan, then I'd suggest going to see it anyway, regardless of, because it's not unwatchable. You can watch it and you can still get enjoyment from it. You can still think it's a good movie. I don't want people to go into this thinking that it is absolutely awful. There are good things in it. But as someone who watches a lot of films and someone who likes films of a very high caliber, and someone who just likes films that are just technically well made as well as, you know, subjectively to my tastes, it's not something I can really recommend to a person who enjoys movies in general, or if you are into just, you know, the more serious aspects of filmmaking or something. If you like the Ninjago TV show, and if you like Lego, I suggest going to see it with an open mind, but I don't think you should expect something amazing from it.
To be honest, even though I did like it, if I hadn't gone in with lower expectations, I probably would not have liked it as much.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, I can agree with everyone from a totally technical standpoint. It isn't as well made as definitely the Lego Movie. I mean, Lego Batman still didn't come close to the Lego Movie in terms of
Lego
quality.
Movie is just eye-popping. It's. I
I
still don't understand why the Lego Movie didn't win Best Animated Movie of the Year in 2000.
It
Big
should've.
Hero
It
6 did. Big Hero
Lego
6.
Movie is one of the best animated movies ever, in my opinion.
Well, and actually, if you look at the scale of influence that it has, it is technically one of what you would say the best movies ever made. You could put it on like a
something
500
totally new.
list. Yeah, it would qualify to be on a list like that. And it's a very high caliber. It's just an amazing film.
So yeah,
And I'll be
nowhere
honest,
near.
I'll be honest, I was expecting the Ninjago Movie to do something like that, but
I wasn't. If you actually recall me, this is another reason for me. I was not thrilled when they announced all these sequels to the Lego Movie to begin with, because I knew they were not going to stack up, which is also a pun.
And this is terrible because I don't even like sequels to stuff, and I wanted sequels to this just because why do franchises have to do this? You start with an amazing first segment, and then you just constantly lower the bar.
I know why it wasn't this. The Ninjago movie was supposed to come out last year. Batman was supposed to come out this year. Their production schedule is a mess.
mm-hmm.
It is, yeah.
And that's really what I blame most of the flaws on this. That being said, if you're a Ninjago fan, definitely see it. Basically, anyone who listens to our podcast, I'd recommend seeing it.
Yeah,
that's actually a pretty good.
I'm still gonna say go see it, mostly because the same reason why you should have bought Hero Factory back when it was running. If you want something better, you're gonna have to see this, because Lego corporate is going to look at these numbers and they're going to think that original IPs won't go anywhere. They may not necessarily take into account that the movie was botched, but they're going to see those numbers.
I don't know, because people turned out for it. Lego Batman movie didn't perform as well as the Lego movie, but it still made money.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was anything bad. Like, it actually made a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the Ninjago movie
though it did still underperform.
Well, but see, there's between underperforming and then just
I know, I totally get it. But the Ninjago is at risk of doing worse than underperforming.
But I don't think people should just go see the Lego Ninjago movie to bolster Lego's sales in this regard, or Warner Brothers sales, because it will get better.
You're looking at it from a movie standpoint. We're looking at it from way beyond the movies here. We want Lego to do original stories continuing their theme, which is a dying breed.
Oh, I thought when you said original, I thought you meant the movies.
No.
So never mind. Okay,
No.
yeah, then I totally get what you mean. If you want more original Lego IPs, then yeah, definitely go see this movie.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Lego will lead more towards, not promotion, darn it, the word escapes me, Leo.
What?
License themes,
Yes.
that's it. They are going to do way more licensing because it is safer for them.
Yeah, or just general Lego. Because
But what Lego
movie,
needs to learn,
showed that.
what I'd have, if someone from Lego's listening to this needs to take away with this, is Lego, your best successes are when you don't try so hard to follow a mold. Bionicle, Ninjago, Lego Movie, they're all entirely new things, and if you want to do a success, you can't just try to force people into a mold. It's never going to work.
Agreed.
Alright, you want to get into spoilers then?
Let's do it.
Yes, I'd love to.
Alright, so, where do we begin?
At the beginning.
Oh yes, yeah, let's actually begin at the beginning. Whose idea was that?
Sorry, you cut out there. What was that?
Whose idea was that beginning? That was the worst part of the movie, in my opinion.
And you cut out again. Sorry.
Whose idea was it?
Okay,
to
we're
have
gonna
Jackie
scrap
Chan
this whole part.
begin
Okay.
With,
We're going to scrap this whole part because it's just not good podcast. But so yeah, we'll start at the beginning. Whose idea was that? Because I really think that was the absolute worst part of the movie.
Yeah. If you see old 80s toy commercials and they have like this grandpa figure in the toy shop promoting the new line of Hasbro Transformers or
Okay, that's why
G.I.
people are
Joe
criticizing
stuff,
this as like a
then
toy commercial.
Well, when I
You'll
went to go
understand
see it, I actually thought it was a short, like a commercial
I
short
did
before
too.
the actual movie. Because and then I'm like, is this a Lego commercial? And then as it keeps going, I'm like, what?
It was so
and then
bad.
it
I feel like it's tacked on at the
awkwardly
last minute.
transitions into the movie, and I'm actually really shocked because I didn't. It was really jarring. I did not really
Yeah.
get that.
In Lego Can, it doesn't make sense either, because why did Jackie Chan have this random Lloyd figure laying around of the new product line?
Also,
Buy
a lot
it.
of this
You
does
must
not
buy
make
it.
sense. None of this makes sense because first off, I have no idea why this kid came into this random antique shop.
because that's
And
how
he-
all
like-
martial arts movies begin.
Shush, Leo. No, but he goes into this random shop, and I don't know why he's in there. He says he has friends outside, but then we hear a noise out, and like maybe it's implied that they're bullying him. But then why are they his friends? Why are they out
and they
there?
don't.
It doesn't-
I'm glad
it
they
doesn't-
didn't go more in depth, honestly, because it would have been awful. But at the same
It would have
time,
been very awful, but I just you know what it fixes if they would have just scrapped that
the
opening
movie
segment.
didn't need it at all.
It didn't.
And also, I just where did Jackie Chan get this little Lego figure from? And
not just any Lego figure. This is a brand new molded Lego figure that was released this year.
it's like the problem with this movie is that in the Lego movie you had the fourth wall break, but it wasn't the fourth wall break to us, the audience. It was the fourth wall break into the real world in the movie.
Yeah.
In this movie, there's a fourth wall break into the real world of the movie, and then there's a fourth wall break into our world, and it's incredibly forced. I feel
poorly
this whole
executed.
segment. Also, I love Jackie Chan is just giving like the worst speech ever about like from my perspective this Lloyd
Honestly,
figure.
if I made a list of Jackie Chan's worst live action performances
this
ever,
would be in it. This
yes,
would be in
it would be.
Yeah.
And then also I just the cat in the shop really turned me off as well. That cat was a real cat, but they CGI'd over it. They animated over it to make it move.
I actually didn't notice that.
It looked awful. It looked incredibly bad.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't
No,
notice that
I
at
did.
all.
It was really bad. Which also brings up another thing as well. All the cat scenes in the movie, hated them. Because it looked like really bad green screen. It looked like BFG Spielberg level. It was awful. And
cat
again,
really
also
wasn't
this
needed.
another thing as well. The humor in this movie it's not it's like
humor?
actually trying to be hip. The thing in the Lego movie was that it was satirically hip. It was making fun of like the most generic hip aspects of popular culture. That was the thing. In this movie, it totally misses that whole.
The wit
we
was
can
gone.
Get into that more. I want to talk a little bit more about the opening sequence because there was one part I actually thought the beginning was cool when it like parodied old kung fu movies before it got into live action stuff.
I guess so. My main problem is that I feel like Jackie Chan is teaching kids they can beat up their toys as much as they want, and they'll get a brand new
not that. I'm
replacement.
talking about the stuff before the live action, just like when it was first opening with.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right, fine. I'll give you that.
I thought that's pretty cool, and then all of a sudden it went to live action, which I kind of did know because people in their spoiler-free reviews did an absolutely terrible job when you say, except for this one part at the beginning and end of the movie, I'm thinking, okay, Lego Movie, I know what it is.
See, I didn't even know that was a spoiler because I just thought that would have been in the trailers because that's like the type of material you'd put in a trailer. Like, it's the opening of the movie. I don't understand how. Like,
it's like trying to put the shock value of the original Lego Movie at the first scene of the movie.
Also, the live action segments almost has no relation to the actual narrative or the characters in the movie.
It has no narrative.
Because in the Lego Movie, I wrote this little bit, which I have somewhere, but I don't want to rustle around and get it, and it's too long, so I'll just condense it. But in the Lego Movie, the reason you had the live action segments was necessary for the development of the plot.
Yeah.
The whole story is actually this really touching metaphor or analogy between this kid who's alienated from his over controlling father who, doesn't, play with his kid and, restricts his imagination and stuff. And the most cathartic moment of the whole movie is during the live action segment because you have the actual representations of Emmett and Lord Business as human figures, making up and, getting back together. And it's a really...
I gotta admit, that's my least favorite part of the Lego Movie.
No, I don't think it's not my favorite part, but I still think it is one of the most important parts. And whether you like it or not, it just shows how well Lord and Miller knew how to craft it into the story.
Like, from a narrative standpoint, it makes sense. I just had a really big issue with the cliche moral they shoved in.
But the whole thing with the Lego Movie though was the cliches and how it was playing around with it. And I liked how
I just felt it went a bit too far at Emmett's speech to Lord Business at the end.
Well, just like at the end, I feel like it kind of just all came back around home because there are some good things in cliches. Because I love messed up movies and depressing movies. Some of my favorite movies are just like I don't want to watch them again. But but I love movies that are just good old fashioned, have a happy ending, and just they're uplifting. And I don't mind a good cliche once in a while like that. And I really appreciated Lord and Miller not being cynics at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to be cynics. I just thought something different than everyone is special because that's literally impossible.
Well, okay, but I'm saying...
But we actually got it. That's not the discussion for this.
Well, look, fine. Everyone is special. Okay, fine. They can sit in the Lego Movie, but it was obviously disproved immediately after they released the Lego Batman movie and this movie because these are not special at all.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like the Ninjago movie should have just stuck with how the Lego Batman treated real life, and that was... don't have any of it.
Alluded to it.
Allude to it.
Because in the Lego Batman movie, you get the sense that these are like you have the kid from the Lego movie
actual
and maybe
characters,
his big brother who are playing around and throwing their ships everywhere. But in the Ninjago movie, you don't get that because you have this live action bit before that throws the whole play part off. It didn't feel right. That's
all right. This is a pretty good place to break before we get into segment 3. And then we'll talk about parts of the movie that aren't the opening.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. Have a question or comment you'd like us to answer on the podcast? Just send us an email at thebccpodcast@gmail.com. Welcome back to the BCC Podcast, Segment 3. and we're going to be finishing up our discussion about the LEGO Ninjago movie, but who knows in how much time.
Who knows?
This is a very unorthodox podcast for us, actually.
We're rebels.
It's been
We
fun.
don't have any of our normal segments. Yeah, I mean, we've got some good analysis coming in and a good mix of different viewpoints on stuff. So, yeah, let's talk about the... Do we want to go in order of the movie? I feel like that... We've tried that in the past. It's way too long.
Can I talk about the stuff that I really liked, like character wise?
Yeah, let's talk about some positive stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like in a sea of what I would consider like a really like big mess, I'd say some of my favorite aspects were what the main points of the movie were trying to get across. I loved Lloyd and Garmadon's relationship, even if the writing wasn't that great. Some really great moments, I thought, when they're alone in the mansion looking at the painting. Because I really like little moments in films.
See, that's one of the reasons
Yeah.
I thought it was better than Batman, because I feel like I had basically no emotional connection to Batman at all in the LEGO Batman movie.
The LEGO Batman movie, in my opinion, is actually way more solid than this film. In my opinion, I'd be more prone to rewatch it than I would this, honestly. But in this film, I feel like it has better moments than LEGO Batman did.
See, the thing with Batman is, like I said, it's just all jokes for me. There's really no... I didn't care for like what was going on between Batman and the Joker at all.
And
I really couldn't care less, honestly.
The humor...
Also the climax in LEGO Batman. I hated the climax in LEGO Batman.
Wait, there was a climax in LEGO
That's
Batman?
what I mean.
Click.
Yeah, there.
See, yeah, I thought at least Ninjago, it wasn't again great. It definitely could have like had a better narrative to it, but I felt like it had a better climax than Lego Batman movie.
Yeah. It just
well,
needed a better build up, really.
Well, my problem though is okay, fine. It had a better climax, you could say, but I do not think what led up to it at all even worked to improve or build towards it. Like Leo said, it's not structured well at all, and the stupidity of the main characters is I don't even understand who wrote this. Wu falls off the bridge.
It may just be
and
me being a
survives.
Ninjago fan being so used to that kind of stuff.
Okay, Wu falls off a bridge. He's totally fine. And then he like says some encouraging words to the ninja and gets washed downstream. And then the ninja think he died?
You see, I didn't actually
Why
think
didn't they
that
go
thought he died
downstream?
until he said that they thought he died.
They said that too. But like if the ninja wanted, all they had to do is just like go like 3 hours downstream and they could have probably picked him up.
I really thought what they were going for
And
at
then-
first when like popped back up was they're like making fun of the thinking someone's dead for a long time. We're like, oh, we
Nope.
know Wu is alive this whole time.
And then another thing, the ninja trust their arch enemy and basically do whatever he says, including going down the path that is obviously the worst choice.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Like what?
I would have listened to Garmadon over the ninja.
No, I wouldn't have. There's like it's so obvious not to go down that road, and Garmadon is like the word. He wants to kill everyone in Ninjago basically and rule it. Why would you listen to him?
Because he's funnier than them.
No, but see, that's not
He has
good.
4
I'm
arms,
kidding,
and-
I'm
and
kidding.
He can make it look like he's
No!
making out with 2 people.
Okay, also another thing, the humor in these movies, I mean Lego Batman and Lego Ninjago, just feels like they're trying to make memes, and I do not like it. I mean, the cat poster in the Lego movie was kind of funny because I did not expect that at all, but then they take this cat joke and play it up like it's the funniest thing or the most clever thing, and it just feels like they're trying to make a 2-hour-long Vine.
Yeah. I was done. I was done with Meowthra by the time I'd seen her jump
And
onto the 3rd building.
And then stuff like taking names of objects or just plot points and like literally saying what they are, or just going like saying like making fun of the idea just got so boring after so long. It becomes so much of a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the ultimate weapon. Who wrote
Oh
this?
no,
Like
I
an
actually like
8-year-old?
that.
I did kind of like that.
I did not. They can be so much more clever than just blatantly stating
Again, no,
things.
that also, I feel like that was a really big reference to Ninjago itself too, the TV
see,
show.
Look, but if you're gonna make a movie, you can make a movie for both fans
I know.
and non-fans.
I'm not saying that. It's just Leo, do you agree with me that was kind of like referencing a trope from Ninjago, basically?
They were, because
But
golden
but
weapons,
just because you
mega
reference
weapon.
something does not make it good.
I mean, I just thought it was funny because of that.
Okay,
I understand that's a totally subjective thing, and objectively, it's not good.
All right,
but...
fine. If you concede to that, then. But I also the ultimate. It's so cringy. The ultimate weapon.
And then the
I
sequence
did not know
comes
about that
out
because the
right
set
after
was
it.
literally named after that.
The ultimate weapon, though. Stop making me repeat it. I don't want to say it anymore.
I can't believe you didn't know about this joke though, because we've known about that joke since the sets came
the
out.
Temple of the Ultimate Weapon.
Guys, I don't thumb through all this stuff. I need to get into this, but just because it's on a Lego set doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it more or get it. But the thing with the ultimate weapon, though, is that in the end it was just a total red herring.
Yeah, that literal weakest moment of the movie was the cliche "believe in yourself" part.
And then after that, I don't understand. There's no use to the weapons. And yet they act like the narrative, not just the characters, but like the movie and the narrative itself acts like the weapons are just. That's the whole reason
they could
the
make a
ninja
stupid
converge
pun about
back.
having inner peace.
Yeah, it just. I like the movie poster. That's
See,
probably
what
the
I was
best part
kind
of
of
the
hoping
movie.
was that they'd actually put the pieces inside their minifigure bodies.
I actually would have liked that. That would have been inventive, but no, it just.
Yeah, that was really, really poor writing on their part. It was just.
Again, the effects for when Garmadon is next to the obviously over animated.
Meow.
Oh, wait. Ooh, was this supposed to be what we liked about the movie?
Yes, technically. That's what we started off as. Like he said, there were a few things that I thought the movie did well. And then we just go to this barrage of negativity.
All right, well, fine. I will finish this off really quickly. When Garmadon throws the weapons at the cat, and then later on during an emotional moment that I really liked between Garmadon and Lloyd, it felt so bad and cheapened because you have Garmadon inside a giant CGI cat, and you have this horrible matte effect or something between Lloyd and the cat, and as Lloyd is like trying to communicate to the cat, it's just, I mean, to Garmadon, it's like, I love this moment, it's amazing, and then, oh no, why is it presented like this, though?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's like, see, the idea of that climax and like the morals behind it more, I actually liked more than the original Lego Movie, but everything around it was the issue with it.
Now, a legitimately good moment was actually in the forest when Lloyd loses an arm and Garmadon puts it back. My favorite part about that scene isn't even the dialogue. It's actually when Garmadon puts his arm back on, and there's actually, you'd expect him to like be quiet and then like a few seconds later like scream, for your contrast, but he actually doesn't. It's silent, and he's like, wow, you actually did that. It didn't hurt, and then they kind of share this little moment together, and I thought that was probably one of the better moments.
I thought there were some pretty funny moments in there too, like where Garmadon tells him it's gonna hurt a lot.
Well, see, I thought that was funny, but to me, the point of the scene wasn't to be funny, and that was what I really liked about it.
I know,
the
I'm
scene.
not saying that, but I liked the humor in it too.
I guess you could say it was subtle, I guess, and I appreciate that in a movie where the whole movie is the opposite of subtle almost. But that was a really great moment.
I feel like we talked about on the late night show the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. And
the script, yeah.
Yeah, and how the script basically we referenced the Ask a Ninja video and how the joke about the script being shoved into a shotgun. I feel like this movie is almost like that. In the beginning, they had no idea what direction they were taking the movie.
I am looking at the IMDb writing credits. Do you know how many writers this had?
Yeah, like
1,
6,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Also, the fact that everything in the
too many
trailer is
cooks.
actually just in a newscast in the first part of the movie, which I don't feel like was right because that was way too much
Why
animation.
is Michael
for just a trailer.
Strahan in this movie?
Now, okay, the guy who wait, the chief writer on this, he hasn't even written a script before this. The only thing he's done is he was in the animation department for Megamind, Puss in Boots, and Madagascar, and
What?
Sinbad: Legend of the Seven Seas.
What?
I mean, some good movies, but
Yeah, but
Oh, you thought Sinbad: Legend of the Seven Seas and Spirit, Stallion of the...
and Mega
no,
Man.
not
Cinnamon
those. I was
was-
referring to like Megamind and Puss in Boots. I like those movies.
Yeah, those were good movies. Let's see, who is the second?
You know, I
No,
feel like
they all
Megamind
worked-
in a lot
they
of
all
ways has a
worked-
similar sense of humor to the Lego movies.
All these guys, like all of them, almost worked on Megamind and Puss in Boots for some reason. They just got like the whole writing staff or something.
Lego
And then-
movies would be in such better shape if they would have just kept Lord and Miller throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, Lord and Miller, I think, would have been fine for that, but they
Because
had
now
to,
we have people trying to copy Lord and Miller instead of Lord and Miller themselves.
and I would be fine if they actually would just hire actual established, comedy writers or something, outside Lord and Miller, and give them freedom to like use the same style, but do something a little different as well. Not every movie has to be exactly the same.
Or they could have gotten
As-
the Hagman brothers to come on.
Well, they did get them.
They did.
to help write. They did.
They did. Are they listed as credits?
Yeah, but see, they're like behind everyone who worked on Megamind and Puss in Boots, and then this one guy who worked on he did animation department on the How to Train Your Dragon series. I don't know why they have animators writing the script.
Why do they have
are
people
they
from
doing
DreamWorks as well?
Well, why would you hire an animator to write the script?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yet there must have been rewrites at some point too.
You
Oh,
think?
with animated movies, there's almost always constant rewrites. What they do, like I said with Justin Theroux when he ad-libbed or messed up with the pronunciation of Lloyd, what they'll do is they'll actually just adjust the script as the voice actors go along. So the finished product is actually sometimes vastly different from what you start out
Well,
with.
I mean, even
in
more so than
animation.
that, though, because I believe at San Diego Comic-Con, the actors talked about then. This was San Diego Comic-Con this year, recording lines they had not seen yet.
I don't know. Sometimes that's just typical with animated movies.
Then
There's
the thing is,
always-
again, the first trailer is so different. It suggests
well,
so
they actually
much
cut
different
out.
movie.
They actually cut out some stuff, and they also re-edited things. I
Yeah.
feel like stuff in the
Yeah.
trailer was much better paced than in the movie. Like, the scene where Garmadon in the trailer, he's like, "Fear my name" or something, and then you have like this segment of citizens saying his name, and then you have it end with the baby. I laughed at that. I thought that
Mhm.
was really funny. And the movie, it's actually totally different. The joke is actually really repetitive, and it doesn't have a very good flow to it at all.
And also the thing, wait, darn, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the scene with Lloyd and the baby in the refrigerator. There's a
I do not
blooper
remember
of that
this.
scene, which shows us that was actually supposed to fit into the movie originally.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that actually.
'Cause the trailers made me think that this is going to be a movie about the ninja just trying to save the city from Garmadon.
And
something like
I
Teenage
felt-
Mutant Ninja Turtles, essentially.
This, like, I thought it was gonna be like Ninjago meets Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would have been neat. but-
yeah.
That would have been kind of fun. Like,
And
I actually
again,
really
I think
liked
the biggest issue with that is why did they
personalities.
leave the freaking Lego place to go to this badly CGI jungle? I mean, the only good part
They
about
didn't
that is
have
we were
to.
able to get Lloyd and Garmadon together more.
And the
Yeah, and
and the
actually,
roof
I
light.
actually really liked the part where the house isn't just some spooky house; it's actually Garmadon's
yes.
old house
Yeah.
that he
Mhm.
grew up in. Like, there was it actually had the potential to be better, like a lot better than the Lego movie in some aspects. It was
Like I said, I felt like the overall not quite moral of it, but like the emotion behind it had the potential to be way better than the Lego movie. There's just so many issues surrounding it. And again, another thing with this, we know the movie was originally supposed to be released last year. Who knows what got messed up? That had it be.
Yeah.
Well, you do know they're making. I can't remember what it is. They're making another Lego movie as well,
Yeah,
which
Lego
has started
movie. Yes.
production, and then they're also making the Lego Movie 2, which is a musical set in
The Billion
space.
Brick Race.
Yeah, they're making a Billion Brick
No,
Race.
alright, it was rewritten. It's not being that what you described anymore.
Oh, it isn't, because
No.
I actually read that
Now
they're
it's
making one
supposed to
movie
be,
and another movie.
Tackling gender
I'll be
issues.
honest, I want the space opera back.
Well, wait,
yeah.
no, because I read somewhere that they were actually making 2 movies now.
Yeah, they are. The Lego movie and the Billion Brick Race.
See,
But
I've
this
only
is all
recently
talking about Lego
heard
movie.
Of the
They
Buzz-
rewrote the Lego movie.
Oh, okay. They actually rewrote the new Lego Movie. Okay.
Yeah, Lego Movie 2. They rewrote it.
Okay, so as far as I know, one of those movies or both of them is in production, and
Both of them are in production, I believe. I'm not sure
Do
actually
they
how the
have
Billion
release
Brick Race is.
I actually I think
Lego Movie 2,
and,
I think, is in 2019.
and then when's the other one?
I'm not sure if that one has a release date, actually.
They are really rushing this stuff, honestly. Like they're giving like the bare minimum amount of time needed to make.
Also
a
2019.
good-
Wait, what? Whose stupid idea was this?
It's not good. See,
That's another thing.
they're
That's why I think the
overhauling.
Lego Ninjago movie is underperforming too. Why did they release 2 movies the next year? Give one just another year of production time.
It actually, with animation, you really need
Yeah,
almost more than 2 years.
You can't treat this
to-
like
to
Marvel
make
is
something
treating
good.
their movies.
I mean, the Lego Movie 2 has been in production this entire time since the first one finished.
I don't think Lego is actually going to risk, or Warner Brothers is going to risk having the Lego Movie actually be like a cheaper product than the original was. I think the animation
think
is
they're
definitely
gonna
going to
learn
be
from
more
this,
up to
honestly.
par. But that other one, Bricks, whatever, something, the
Billion
whatever,
Brick Race, that one might get canceled now.
that it's either going to get canceled because of this, or they're just going to not give enough funds to it, and it's gonna suck.
Underperform, yeah.
But see, I'm actually really conflicted about this though, because like we were talking about, you want people to go see this so that we can get more.
Orion, I'm
visual-
posting a name in chat. I want to tell you to tell me if you know this name.
I know the last name. I know someone who
I have
not
no
know
idea how to
personally,
pronounce it, so
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna spell it, but I know someone, not know personally, but I know of someone in the movie industry who has that last name. I'm not sure if it's the same person.
that is the guy who is the director of the Billion Brick Race.
I'm gonna look that up
IMDb
real quick,
that.
because George R.
I'm gonna look up. Yeah, Gutierrez or something. I don't know.
No.
It's-
Oh, what? Okay, animation department. What did you? Okay, well, actually, no. Okay, wait. He's a writer, so he's an actual writer, but
Alright.
he's directing it. He's made. He wrote The Book of Life, which I thought was pretty underrated. It's a pretty good movie, and that's it. There's a ton of like more He's very Mexican. There's like a bunch of Mexican short films and TV episodes of cartoons. And his most recent thing was Kung Fu Space Punch.
That sounds interesting.
Wait, no, actually no, it's coming out in 2018.
Oh,
before that there was Son of Jaguar, which is a short. And then there's
That's still in pre-production, according to
This
this.
all still sounds very
okay.
interesting.
His official movie before this next movie was Guardians of Oz, which has a 4.5 rating on IMDb and looks absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Who's writing Bricks?
That's all the information we have so far.
The Billion Brick Race.
Honestly, I really think it'll be canceled after Ninjago's FUP.
The director is also writing The Billion Brick Race, along with Douglas Landgard, who wrote The Return of Jafar.
boy.
It's
Wow.
doomed. It's doomed.
What is this? Man.
What
this
happened
is
since the Lego
bad.
Movie? What happened?
I feel like they just got really lazy, or at least they're just trying to pump out too much stuff at once.
it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, again, I had this issue immediately, like, right after the Lego Movie original. They announced all these movies, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
If I had more sense at the time, I would have actually really agreed with you, because it's not like the Lego Movie.
I feel like I hear that way too much.
You're right, but the thing with the Lego Movie though is that I don't think you really need sequels or anything to it. Like it's
You
pretty
don't.
standalone-ish, actually,
It
if you
is.
think about it. Like I don't really like.
But here's the
whole-
reason Lego's doing it. It makes sense because this is the next era they can expand.
Yeah.
And
This is
I,
the only,
I like
Lego
a
does
ton,
one
so-
product other than this. So if they really wanted to expand their company, and they do, The only thing that makes sense for them now is to expand into movies. That's the only other really big market they can expand into.
If they want to expand into movies, why can't they invest as much time as they did with the Lego Movie?
Corporate may
That's
not
the
realize
lesson they've got to learn now.
Okay,
and I think
if this is a learning lesson, like I can understand that with Lego. If it's a learning lesson, I will gladly go see the Lego Ninjago Movie again because I want something like the Lego Movie.
I think Lego will learn. Because if we look at Lego these past few years, they take in criticism a lot and they always try to improve. Lego doesn't stay the same. Lego is constantly trying to use different formulas and try out different things. I do have faith that they're going to try to learn from this. Whether or not what they learn from it will make a good product is yet to be seen, but I don't think we're going to get more of the same after this.
Okay, I'm actually kind of curious. What is after this, has like any of your overall thoughts on the Lego Ninjago Movie changed, LQ?
No,
like,
not really.
Your overall opinion? Like, what would
Orion,
you rate it?
When I watch a movie, I know exactly what you're going to think about this. So the majority of the stuff you brought up, I knew you'd have an issue with already.
Yeah, I am pretty predictable.
So, yeah, I'm aware of the flaws. It's just, to me, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, there are some things I want to touch on that I liked. I enjoyed the Dance of Doom.
I don't remember that.
I actually don't remember that either.
All right, so there's this. You remember the scene where they have Garmadon in the cage, and he's talking about how awesome being an evil bad guy is, right? So he can teach him all these great moves, and in the midst of all these kung fu names, one of them is the Dance of Doom.
Oh,
and then during the credits, which I stayed for some reason, they play a song called "The Dance of Doom." And you can go to YouTube and listen to it.
I didn't stay for the end credits because I had been in the theater for about 6.5 hours.
Why do you do that? Why? I would never see 2 movies in a row, let alone 3.
Because it's fun.
Okay, first off, because I hadn't seen a movie in theaters for a very long time, and I love seeing movies in theaters. I do too. If I
Ryan, you know when the last time I saw a movie in theaters? Oh wait, no, never mind. I saw War of the Planet of the Apes, but before that was when we saw Transformers.
Yeah, that was. Well, okay, last movie I saw in theaters before this was the Emoji Movie. So it's like I wanted some good quality. I had booked tickets in advance to the Studio Ghibli Fest, and I saw Nausicaa, The Valley of Wind. So that I really liked that. Again, I had seen it before. And then after that, I went and saw Mother, which my thoughts on it are currently shifting at the moment. I'm not sure if it was really entertaining or just really stupid. I don't know yet. And then I saw the Ninjago Movie, but I really enjoyed my little marathon there. I'd like to do that again.
All right. Anyone else have some final thoughts we want to bring up before we wrap up the podcast?
Yes. Always count the butterflies, the deadly butterflies. All 7 of them.
Not a fan of that joke.
See, I had a problem with that because did I miscount, or were those the exact number of butterflies that Garmadon threw? Wu didn't miscount them, did he?
He did throw 6.
And it was 7.
Yeah, he said 7.
Because I could have sworn he actually did throw 7.
From my count, he did throw 6.
Okay, I'm not going to see it again, so I'm not until it comes out to rent or whatever, or pirate. But no, I'd rent it. I'd give Lego some money for that if they learn. But I thought it was 7.
For everything it is, even if you say it was a mess, at least Lego is still trying to some degree. You gotta admit that.
Yeah, unlike Michael Bay.
Well,
Michael Bay tries.
No.
The problem is Michael Bay tries way too hard.
Michael Bay actually collapses from exhaustion some days after shooting on the set of Transformers. That's actually happened. He cares a lot about his work, and he knows exactly who he's making his work for, and I can admire that.
That is very unfortunate.
We need to have next late night show. We're going to discuss this, Orion.
Okay, can we?
We can totally do that. Speaking of that, before we end this, the new thing we're trying out, the BCC late night show. It is a show that takes place at 11 p.m. EST. We don't really have a set schedule on it, and eventually these episodes will be re-uploaded, but right now we're just messing with the format and getting things going a bit. Last episode was really entertaining, though, and we take live call-ins, so join our Discord server and look out for that.
Indeed.
I'd give it a 1 out of 10. The Lego Ninjago.
Well, we know by your IMDb page what you rated.
No, I'd give it like a kind of meh 2 out of 5. Like maybe a solid 2 out of 5. But my rating system a 2 out of 5 is like a mediocre.
We just
movie.
bait that all the time.
But I don't like a 10 out of 10 rating score actually. I just think there's way too much room for awful and bad. It's like you can go too much on either side. I like something a bit more condensed and simpler to rate.
So that's going to have to do it for us today. Though I have a feeling we're probably going to revisit this topic.
Probably.
Sometime we should do a podcast just in not analyzing all 3 Lego movies now that we have,
That would
a
be
good
fun.
period of time before the next ones come out.
Yeah, we should definitely at least try and do something like that.
Maybe, maybe not even a podcast, maybe a series.
Yeah, I could see that working.
Well, either way, we will revisit the topic in the future. Please leave your thoughts about the LEGO Ninjago movie in the comments below, as well as liking and sharing the video with other Ninjago and LEGO fans. Any last words, guys?
Rosebud.
Leo,
What?
no plot threads.
It was the sled.
So for Leo, Orion, and myself, LQ, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Arrivederci.